Most men believe attraction comes from words, compliments, clever lines, perfect conversations. But psychology says something surprising. Sometimes a single respectful touch communicates more emotion than 1,000 sentences, especially with a mature woman, because mature women don't fall for loud gestures or childish games. They respond to subtle emotional signals that make them feel safe, respected, and deeply understood. And when physical touch is used the right way, it activates something powerful in the brain: emotional bonding. Today, we're revealing 7 touches that create powerful emotional attraction with a mature woman. These are not aggressive or manipulative gestures. They are subtle, respectful, and psychologically powerful. And the 6th one is surprisingly simple, but many men completely overlook it. The first touch is the gentle touch on the upper arm during conversation. This may sound small, but psychologically it creates a feeling of connection and attention. Humans naturally associate light touch with warmth and trust. Imagine you're talking with a woman and she says something interesting or funny. Instead of just laughing, you briefly touch her upper arm while responding. Just a moment. Then your hand moves away. That small gesture communicates something powerful: presence. It tells her you are emotionally engaged in the moment with her, and because it's brief and natural, it doesn't feel forced or uncomfortable. But the next touch works on a completely different psychological level. The second touch is guiding her lightly by the back when walking through a crowd. Mature women notice protective energy, not controlling energy. Protective energy. Imagine you're walking together through a busy place. Instead of letting her navigate the chaos alone, you place your hand gently on the middle of her back for a moment to guide her forward. This signals attentiveness. It shows you're aware of her environment and her comfort. Psychologically, gestures like this activate feelings of safety, and when someone feels safe around you, emotional attraction becomes easier to develop. But the third touch builds something even deeper. The third touch is holding her hand while crossing a street or stepping over something. This isn't about dramatic romance. It's about subtle care. When you offer your hand in these moments, it communicates thoughtfulness. Imagine the two of you walking together and you naturally extend your hand while stepping off a curb or crossing a busy road. It's simple, it's brief, but it signals that you're paying attention to her well-being. Mature women are highly sensitive to these small details because they reveal a man's character. But the fourth touch triggers something even more emotional. The fourth touch is the slow, reassuring hug. A hug is not just physical contact. It's emotional communication, but the key here is calm energy. When a hug is relaxed and genuine, the brain releases bonding hormones that increase feelings of trust and warmth. Picture greeting her after not seeing her for a while. You hug her calmly. No squeezing, no rushing. Just a natural moment of connection. The hug lasts only a few seconds, but the emotional impact can last much longer, because a genuine hug makes someone feel welcomed and valued. But the next touch is even more intimate in its psychological meaning. The fifth touch is brushing something lightly from her shoulder or hair. This gesture communicates attentiveness in a very subtle way. Imagine you notice a small piece of lint on her shoulder or something in her hair. Instead of ignoring it, you gently remove it. That action shows awareness. It tells her you notice small details about her. Psychologically, attention to detail often translates into emotional interest, and when someone feels seen and noticed, attraction begins to grow naturally. But the sixth touch is the one that often surprises people the most. The sixth touch is holding her hand briefly while laughing together. Shared laughter already creates emotional bonding, but when light physical contact happens during laughter, the emotional effect becomes stronger. Imagine you both laugh at something unexpected. In that moment, you briefly hold her hand or lightly touch it while laughing. That moment connects joy with physical closeness, and the brain remembers that combination very strongly. But the final touch reveals something deeper than attraction. The seventh touch is the supportive touch on her back during emotional moments. Mature women value emotional presence more than flashy romance. When she shares something meaningful or vulnerable, a simple supportive touch on her back or shoulder can communicate empathy better than words. Imagine she's telling you about a stressful situation or a difficult day. Instead of interrupting with advice, you listen and gently place your hand on her shoulder for a moment. That small gesture tells her she's not alone in that moment. An emotional support like this builds something stronger than attraction. It builds trust. But here's the deeper psychology behind all of this. Physical touch only works when it feels natural and respectful. If it feels forced, rushed, or inappropriate, the brain reacts with discomfort instead of connection. Mature women are especially skilled at sensing the difference between genuine warmth and artificial behavior. And there's another important truth many men forget. Touch is not about controlling someone's emotions, it's about expressing your own calm confidence and awareness. When someone feels comfortable around you, small gestures become meaningful, but when someone feels pressured or uncertain, even a simple touch can feel uncomfortable. This is why emotional intelligence matters more than technique. A man who understands timing, context, and respect naturally creates moments that feel warm and authentic. Think about the most meaningful connections people experience in life. They rarely come from dramatic actions, they come from small moments of care repeated over time. A supportive hand when someone feels nervous, a warm hug when someone needs comfort, a simple gesture that shows you're paying attention. These moments create emotional memories. And emotional memories are what turn simple interactions into deep connections. So if you truly want to understand the psychology of attraction with mature women, remember something simple. Don't focus on impressing her. Focus on making her feel comfortable, respected, and emotionally safe. Because when someone feels safe with you, something powerful happens. Walls drop, conversations deepen, trust begins to grow, and in many cases, that trust becomes the foundation for something much deeper than attraction. And here's where the psychology becomes even more interesting. Because physical touch by itself is never the real reason a mature woman develops deep feelings for someone. Touch is simply the messenger. The real power comes from the emotional meaning behind it. Mature women have experienced enough relationships to understand the difference between empty gestures and genuine presence. They don't fall for random physical contact. They respond to the energy, timing, and intention behind that contact. For example, think about the difference between two men giving the same hug. One hugs quickly, almost automatically. His mind is somewhere else. His body language feels rushed. The other hugs calmly. His attention is present. His energy feels relaxed and warm. Physically, the action is identical, but emotionally, the experience is completely different. This happens because human beings read microsignals during physical contact. The brain notices muscle tension, breathing rhythm, body posture, and emotional energy within seconds. These tiny signals tell us whether someone feels calm, confident, nervous, or disconnected. And mature women are particularly skilled at reading these signals. That's why the most powerful touches are never dramatic. They are quiet moments of connection that happen naturally during real interaction. There's also something called emotional association in psychology. When someone repeatedly experiences positive emotions while being physically close to you, their brain begins connecting those emotions with your presence. For example, you're laughing together. There's light physical contact. The atmosphere feels relaxed and enjoyable. Over time, the brain links those experiences together. Your presence becomes associated with comfort, safety, and joy. And when that happens, something fascinating occurs. The person doesn't just enjoy the moment. They begin looking forward to the next moment with you. This is how attraction slowly turns into deeper emotional attachment. But there's another psychological element that many men misunderstand: restraint. Knowing when not to touch is just as important as knowing when to touch. Confidence is not about constantly creating physical contact. Confidence is about being comfortable with space. When a man is relaxed and patient, his gestures feel more meaningful because they appear naturally instead of constantly. Think about it like music. If every second of a song was loud, the sound would become overwhelming. But when music includes pauses, silence, rhythm, every note becomes more powerful. Human interaction works the same way. Moments of closeness feel stronger when they are balanced with moments of calm space. And mature women often appreciate this balance more than anything else. Because emotional maturity changes what people value in relationships. Younger attraction often revolves around excitement and intensity, but mature attraction revolves around peace, trust, and emotional stability. A mature woman isn't just asking herself if a man is attractive. Her mind is quietly asking deeper questions. Does his presence make me feel calm? Do I feel respected around him? Do I feel emotionally safe being myself? And interestingly, small gestures of respectful touch often answer those questions without a single word being spoken. Because physical presence can communicate sincerity in ways language cannot. But the most important truth about attraction is something many people overlook. Touch alone never creates love. Love grows from consistent emotional experiences, shared laughter, meaningful conversations, moments of support during difficult times, and yes, occasional warm gestures of physical closeness that feel genuine and natural. Over time, these small experiences build something powerful: trust. And trust is the foundation of every deep relationship. So if you truly want to understand the psychology of attraction with a mature woman, don't focus on techniques or tricks. Focus on awareness. Notice how she feels in your presence. Notice when the moment feels relaxed and natural. And most importantly, let connection grow at a pace that feels comfortable for both of you. Because when emotional comfort, respect, and natural physical closeness come together, something powerful begins to happen. Two people stop trying to impress each other and start simply enjoying each other's presence. And that quiet shift, more than anything else, is often the moment where real love begins to grow.